Hi, Tina. Hi, Kristen. Thanks so much for joining me. Today, we're going to be talking about professional development opportunities through TWCF. And we're so happy to know that you too have taken advantage of it, and you're going to be sharing with all of us how we can as well. So let's start with Kristen. Walk us through some of the project management certifications you've been encountering and basically tell us more about it.
Sure. I last year I did a course in professional project management with the Project Management Institute, PMI. At the end of the course, I did an exam to get my PMP certification. Passed, which was good. Last year, I also did a MIT Sloan Business Development, Professional Development course. Not professional development, of course. It was called the MIT Sloan Business Process Design for Strategic Management course. That was just a 6-week online course.
Great. So that actually brings me to my next question. You know, courses can be a few weeks, a few months, it can be even a few years, but TWCF has provided that benefit to colleagues. Tina, can you jump in and just tell us why it's important for us to take the time to, consider ways that we can develop in each of our industries or professional careers?
Right. I think it's important because, the persons that have been with the organization for some time, of course, the organization is changing, it's growing, tasks are evolving, systems are evolving, our needs as a foundation are evolving. And so, we like to think that we have a dynamic and progressive team, and that means that we want to see everybody growing with the organization and taking advantage of opportunities that arise as we develop. I myself have done, just snippets of coming to the foundation without having any experience in foundations or in nonprofits. I tend to veer more towards the courses that have to do with foundations and understanding, et cetera. So, Peak Grant Making has provided some courses that I've done. I've also just done their conference earlier this year. There's also the Council on Foundations that runs a couple of courses every year, or opportunities just for webinars, et cetera. So, to broaden your horizons in terms of developments within the space within which we work, but also to make yourself ready to be able to provide more of what the foundation needs as it develops. And I think that's very important for all of us as team members to do. There are always opportunities for us to be involved in areas within the foundation that we are not necessarily working in specifically day to day. And in order to be ready to assist and to help in those areas, we have to make sure that we are exposed to changes that are happening in the field, as well as ready ourselves for those opportunities.
Thank you so much for that, Tina. And absolutely, we're in a new environment. There's a new way of working today, even working remotely, the hybrid model that we have. So I think everyone can use some development in each field. And I'm glad you gave some examples. So specifically, we don't have to necessarily do a course in our related field. You're saying that we can actually venture out and also take advantage of other courses
I think
that relate to the foundation.
It's a conversation you're having with your immediate supervisor. If you have an interest in an area or an interest in a course, of course, it has to be sanctioned by your supervisor, and it has to be recognized as something that will eventually assist the foundation and add value to the foundation. So from that perspective, I see no reason with a wider lens, if it's something that isn't necessarily specific to your role at the moment, but it's something that can enhance the organization itself. It's a conversation you have with your immediate supervisor, for sure.
Thank you for that. So Kristen, can you tell us how this professional development benefit has increased your desire to learn more and sharpen your skills? Are you considering doing additional courses? Where does it it end for you? I know you're a lifelong learner, so can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm sort of the person who would have been doing these, whether the foundation covered it or not, but I am very grateful that it does. And just to speak to what Tina was saying earlier, I specifically did the MIT business design course because I knew that Dawood was leaving the foundation, and it has really prepared me to be able to take over the continuous improvement program, which was built based on the theories that we learn in that course. So that was the reason why it was an example of knowing that I needed to get some extra qualifications or to learn a bit more about something to prepare for changes in the foundation. This year, I am doing a lead and change management course. It's very much linked to the continuous improvement program, and also, yeah. So that's something else that I'm doing this year, and that also goes towards my PMP qualification, because even though I'm qualified as a project management professional, it's a degree where I have to, or a certification where I have to keep doing a certain amount of education hours each year to keep it current. So that will be lifelong now, or at least long.
Absolutely. Go ahead. You wanted to say something else?
No.
Oh, okay, great. No, I'm so thrilled to, as one of the new members of the team as well, to see that this is something that is encouraged. And, I really want everyone to be able to take advantage of it. I wanted you to also speak to how you see this benefit encouraging flourishing within our own teams. Our overarching themes always speak to human flourishing and how everyone should have the opportunity to flourish. And so, Tina, if you would just kind of share, how this aspect of being a part of TWCF influences and encourages and inspires human flourishing internally.
So I think any opportunity that one has to advance themselves, to expose themselves to, advancements, developments, things that are going on within the field or that touch the field, is an opportunity to allow oneself to flourish within the context of the foundation flourishing. We touch each other, we touch each area within the foundation, but we also touch persons and entities outside of the foundation. And we publicize that we are about flourishing. So we want to make sure that our employees in particular take advantage of this opportunity, which in turn, will allow them to flourish and will allow the foundation to flourish and will hopefully allow the persons and entities that we touch in turn to flourish.
Absolutely. And I do believe this is right in line with Sir John's philosophy on continuous improvement and development, and again, flourishing in every aspect of life. So as we wrap up, I would love to know, tell us a little bit about the process, what you would have to do. Tina, you started to touch on it earlier, but what happens if you don't take advantage of this benefit within the year? Does it roll over? Just give us a little more details around that.
Yeah, there's an annual allowance. So this year it was specifically budgeted. If it is not used this year, I cannot say, because we have an annual budget cycle, whether it rolls over or not. So I'm assuming, and I would expect that every year moving forward, this being a focus of the foundation, that there will be an annual allotment for employee professional development. Together on your own, if you identify a course or an opportunity for professional development, or whether it's in concert with your immediate manager, once that's identified and approved by your manager, you are free, once it's approved, to go ahead, jump right in and send it through for reimbursement of the charges up to the allotted amount.
Wonderful. And these courses, of course, can be done virtually. Is there allowance for a travel to attend a conference? Give us just a little bit more detail around how vast the opportunities can
Well,
be.
I think that will depend on what the opportunity is and the conversation with your immediate manager. We have the amount has not been qualified except to say that it is for professional development and there is an annual allotment.
Absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much, both of you. Any closing words? This is for us, this is internal, anything else you want to share around our table of just how, wonderful it is to have this opportunity, and just anything you want to say to inspire our colleagues to get out there and make time to, include this in our day-to-day living.
I think, and I see Kristen smiling, I think, I think this year has been particularly challenging because we have so many changes going on. And so I know for myself, and I know from some other colleagues as well, that it has been difficult to focus, find something and jump right in. So for me, first half of the year has been very busy. I've done just conferences or, short, opportunities for learning, if you will. And I think also it depends on where you are in your life cycle, right? I can see Kristen doing her certifications, and she has a long tail for her development of career, et cetera. And so do you. So there are different opportunities for different employees depending on where they are in their career cycle. So yes, I encourage everybody to kind of jump in, have a look, see the year. We still have a lot of time within the year to take advantage of opportunities that may arise that will, like I say, benefit you as an employee, you as a person, you as a professional, but also the foundation itself.
Absolutely. Thanks for that. And Kristen, you have the closing words.
Oh, no. I guess I was just sort of thinking, there's a lot of courses which are not super time consuming. And I also spent a lot of time, like last year and the year before, sort of just looking at all the different options, because there's vast amount of options, and you kind of go down a rabbit hole of like searching and researching, and then you get in this decision paralysis. That's a word.
Paralysis.
I'm a reader, not a speaker. Decision paralysis, and I sort of think that you're not going to find a perfect course immediately in terms of that offers everything that you want, but find something that you're bound to learn something no matter what you do in it. So just kind of jump in.
Yeah.
the course I'm doing this year, I started it and then I realized I paused it because I just have too much going on, but I know that I'll be able to get to it sometime before the end of Q3 is my goal. But just kind of got to jump in a bit.
Yeah,
Great.
I think sometimes we have to think that, exposure is good. Exposure is fine to something new and different, and opens your mind up to what the possibilities are. And you never know what's going to drop out. So take advantage of any opportunity that comes by.
Absolutely. Thank you both. And Kristen, congratulations. Your training, your certifications, your development also allowed you to be able to be comfortable speaking at a recent conference and, representing the organization. So congratulations again. Tina, thank you for joining as well. And everyone, let's take advantage of this opportunity. And I look forward to telling more of these stories. Thank you.
Thanks, Sherelle.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.